I played an old tape on ear. Now I'm being haunted. By whyusoempty. Working the night shift at the local radio station, I've grown accustomed to the quiet hum of equipment, the soft glow of dials, and the lonely silence that stretches between broadcasts. My job, while often mundane, has its moments of intrigue, particularly when shifting through old recordings and forgotten archives. One evening, as I was rummaging through a dusty storage room, I stumbled upon a tape marked simply with the date, August 17, 1985. Curiosity piqued, I dusted off the old cassette and slipped it into the player. A scratchy, low hum filled the studio before the voice of a long-forgotten host emerged, discussing a series of mysterious disappearances in a small town nearby. Intrigued by the chilling nature of the content, I decided to feature the tape on my late-night show, Mystic Mysteries. As the clock struck midnight, I introduced the segment, setting the eerie tone for my listeners. Tonight, we delve into a mystery from the past, a chilling account of vanishings that left a town in terror. This is a broadcast from August 17, 1985, that was never aired. Until now. I pressed play, and the haunting voice of the past host echoed through the studio and out across the airwaves. The town of Cold Hollow has been plagued by unexplained disappearances. One by one, residents vanish without a trace, leaving behind only whispers of strange sounds and fleeting shadows. As the tape played, I noticed an odd distortion in the audio, a faint background noise that resembled a mix of static and distant whispers. I adjusted the controls, but the strange sound persisted. Calls started coming in from listeners, all reporting the same thing, unsettling noises and eerie visions that seemed to emanate from their radios. At first, I dismissed it as collective imagination, perhaps influenced by the spooky content of the broadcast. But then, I saw it myself. A shadowy figure reflected in the studio window. There one moment, gone the next. Panic began to set in as I realized that whatever was on the tape was more than just a recording. It was something alive, something malevolent. The host on the tape continued, recounting the disappearance of an entire family. The Johnsons were last seen entering their home, but by morning, they were gone. Neighbours reported hearing strange chanting and seeing flickering lights in the woods behind their house. I felt a cold chill run down my spine as the lights in the studio began to flicker. Desperate, I tried to stop the tape, but the controls wouldn't respond. It was as if the equipment had a mind of its own, determined to play the recording to the end. The whispering grew louder, more insistent, and the shadow in the window reappeared, this time closer. Fighting rising terror, I grabbed the microphone. If anyone is listening, turn off your radios now. There's something wrong with this broadcast. But it was too late. My voice was drowned out by a cacophony of whispers and static, and the tape rolled on. The town's priest believed the disappearances were the work of a vengeful spirit awakened by a desecrated grave. He conducted an exorcism, but the entity only grew stronger, feeding on the fear it created. The shadow moved through the studio, a shapeless mass of darkness that seemed to pulse with malevolent energy. I could feel it watching me, drawing closer with each passing second. The temperature dropped, and I could see my breath fogging in the cold air. In a desperate bid to end the broadcast, I yanked the tape from the player, but the whispers continued, now emanating from the very walls of the studio. The shadow loomed over me, a tangible sense of dread pressing down on my chest. It spoke in a voice that was a chorus of agony and despair. You have opened the door, and now you must pay the price. My vision blurred, and I felt myself being pulled into the darkness. Summoning all my strength, I managed to grab a metal chair and swing it at the window, shattering the glass. Cold night air rushed in, breaking the hold of the entity for a brief moment. I stumbled out of the studio, the whispers fading as I put distance between myself and the cursed tape. The radio station was shut down the next day, officially due to technical difficulties. But I knew the truth. The tape had unleashed something terrible, something that should have remained buried. I left town, abandoning my career in radio, haunted by the knowledge that the spirit might still be out there, waiting for its next victim. To anyone who finds the tape marked August 17, 1985, I beg you, destroy it. Don't listen to the whispers. Don't let the darkness in. Some mysteries are better left unsolved. I just want to thank whyusoempty for allowing me to narrate that story. If you liked what you heard here, head over to their Reddit page and show them some love. I'll leave a link in the description below for the original story. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, and as always, stay tuned for one more nightmare.